If craft time and creative projects are on your summer bucket list, you might consider a kit. They're tempting, right? They seem convenient. The packaging always pulls us in. It appears to be an easy and inexpensive way to try something new without investing in all the supplies needed to just dabble in an art form for a hot summer minute. Well, we've rounded up a collection of craft kits that provide everything you need to bust the boredom of long summer days and make something really fun in the process. Creative Editor Jill Broadbent is here with the breakdown of the collection. Thanks for being here, sister.
Of course.
Okay, so you've been busy making and creating, so you could give us kind of an experienced review of these kits. This is all under one line at Target.
Yes, the Mondo Llama line. They have everything. They have crayons and markers and paints, all the basic craft supplies, but they've come out with these really fun craft kits. So it's like one and done. Everything you need to make the project is in the box, and all the ones we reviewed today are $15. So same price point, and there are even more than what we reviewed. So it's a really fun line to take a look at for what your crafting interests might be.
I was surprised at the range of crafts too, the range of product genres and topics, which we'll get into. Overall, did you have a general high-level assessment of this craft kit line?
Yeah, these are all varied in ability and skill that you would need, and maybe age appropriateness and time. So there's a lot of variety within these. So we'll kind of jump in and
do you feel like it's a good value for the 15 bucks?
Yep.
Okay, you're gonna give us a scaled review of the 5 kits that you tried, and we're gonna look at level of difficulty, as you mentioned, the time required, the user experience, and then the overall rating. First, we can be a moss preservationist.
Yes, it's adorable, right?
It pulls you right in.
It's really cool, the texture, the moss included, it's real, and it's just maybe my only one I would pass on. And only because it took maybe, I mean, I said less than an hour, but that's being generous. You're basically adding glue and then putting the grass in. And so there wasn't much, like if you're hoping to buy some time with your kids, this isn't gonna do it.
This isn't the afternoon stretcher.
If you like the look of that and you want it displayed somewhere in your home, then for sure it's worth it, because $15 wasn't a lot to spend on making this. It just wasn't an experience.
Yeah, so you might spend that anyway buying the supplies, but you're not gonna get, I mean, it sounds like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was fast.
Okay.
Super fast and nothing to it.
So we're not totally
glue
feeling
in the bottom of the box, put in the moss, but it does look cute. It's fun.
Pretty to look at, but save yourself the 15 minutes and the $15. This one you really liked.
I have always wanted to try the punch needle.
Okay, let me be your little case example. Okay. 15 years ago, I took a punch needle class. I bought everything.
This is what I'm saying.
Everything. And it's still, we just moved and I finally threw everything out because I never touched it again.
Right. And so that's what I'm loving about these kits is I've done the same thing, especially with some of these we're gonna talk about, where I've spent a lot of money on the supplies it's going to take to make it. And this, everything you need, and then you're done and the project's done and you don't have all this extra supply.
You made this?
I made that. I'm so proud. This isn't my area, but it was super fun. And
listen, don't take my shock for anything other than sheer admiration. I know how creative you are. I know how talented you are.
But I've never tried these kinds of crafts.
This is incredible. Really, you would proudly hang that on your wall.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking about this one, why it's one of my top favorites.
Yeah.
Is because I feel like the finished product is something you might keep for a while. Wow. There are lots of crafts you might make and then a week or two later, you're kind of done with it. It was the experience. This was a fun experience, and you made something that you might keep.
I'll call this a cautionary point. Skill level advanced?
It's pretty tricky.
Okay.
I mean, not tricky. It just, I mean, I had a Band-Aid for a couple days.
Oh, injuries.
The punch needle's a little sharp
occurred.
But yes, it's just not young kid friendly. I would say tweens, teens could do it.
Okay.
Yeah, or an adult would have a lot of fun doing this. So it's just maybe a higher age range because you do have a sharp needle and you are kind of being a little bit precise with it. And the time, again, pro or con, however you look at that, it took 3+ hours to do that. And so if you want, I mean, watch a nice movie, make it while you're doing something else. Yeah. It's kind of like sitting down with a cross stitch.
I remember it being very satisfying. Yeah. Kind of mindless and you're just, but very rhythmic and, you know, soothing in a weird way.
So love that one. I thought it was
fun. I want to try that. Okay, the next one you can make bath bombs.
Yes, bath bombs. So if you've ever made bath bombs before, again, this is what I love about this. It's not tricky. But everything you need is in this one kit, and you've made 4 bath bombs, and then, because I've invested in the acid that you need,
the essential
oils.
It's expensive.
Yeah, and so for the fact that for $15 I made 4 bath bombs, that's a pretty good value. And that one's the only one that broke. Of course, the one you got is
It's okay. It's okay.
But yes, they dried great. The process was easy.
What's in them?
It has baking soda and then the acid. Oh, the little, so it came with rose and lavender. So the purple ones have lavender sprinkled in, and then the rose, that's dried rose. And so you can see even down front, I had extra. So if you had some of the supplies, there was more oils and things like that. But yeah, coconut oil, you just get to mix it. Your kids can totally do this. Maybe a little supervised, but it was really fun.
2 thumbs up from Jill.
2 thumbs up. It was a
You
good
liked
one.
that one. Okay, what's the next kit you reviewed?
The clay trinket dish.
Oh, I'm kind of out. This feels hard.
Okay. Again, value-wise, you get a lot of clay.
Yeah.
Making the dish was tricky. I mean, my dish is kind of pathetic.
Listen, I'm thinking of 7th grade ceramics, and I have never had a more frustrating class in my life. So I don't know.
It didn't, like, I had to put it over another dish to bake it in the oven, and then the edges were, I mean, I was trying, to get a nice clean edge. It
looks good. You did it.
It looks kid-crafty.
Well, okay.
So if you want to do it with your kids and be happy with, like, a very
elementary,
organic, but even cooking it, following the instructions, it cracked. So again, good value. If you want your kids just to play with some clay and make something fun, this is fun, but it wasn't really easy to make it look nice.
Yeah, the grandkids would be pleased as punch.
Yep, exactly.
With that.
I'm not so proud of my work.
I mean, listen, you are Jill Broadbent, but it's not quite the punch needle effect.
Okay. My absolute favorite is the pour paint.
The pour paint kit.
So this was called the geode painting kit. And I've done this with my kids many times over the years, and I've invested hundreds of dollars.
Well, you buy the acrylic paint, and it's only $2, but you never use more than a squirt.
And the thing that's so cool about pour paint is the way that you thin it out and the different textures that it makes when you put all the different mix-ins. So like we're putting WD-40 in, we're buying all these things that give it that viscosity and all the different movement.
Yes.
These paints come already with all of that in it.
Oh,
so
nice.
You're picking the colors and then you're pouring it on, and it does that.
Yes.
Then it came with glitter, it came with gold foil flakes, it came with little geode rocks and resin, which I've never done resin over the finished product.
Is that the glossy finish?
Yeah.
Pretty.
Legit, so much value in this kit, and then the experience is so fun, and it makes 2. There are 2 canvases in the one kit.
So you could do a mommy-daughter.
Yep.
I love the texture.
It was a really fun one, but what you get in this for $15
is
totally worth it.
Did you add the resin after you added the geode rocks?
So that's the only thing. I would say it takes about an hour to do the pouring, but then you have to let that dry overnight and then do the resin and then let that dry overnight. So
sort of a 2-day project.
Drying-wise.
But wow.
Isn't it fun?
No, it's really pretty. Oh, this was great. Okay, the Lined Again Mondo Llama.
Yep.
Looking for them at Target. Now you know which ones are worth your $15. So fun for all of your summer crafting, Jill. Thank you.
Yes.